Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين يا فتاح ربي زدني علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we will be taking up the exam. Okay, and I will try to take up each and every the question that has been given, and I will try to explain it. Just in case you don't understand, please ask, inshallah. So the section 1 is circle R, N, or J in each cell below. If two answers are possible, circle both. Okay, and the first word is kadhibina. Okay, let me just share the screen with everyone so that it's easier to follow, inshallah. Basically, sorry. So the first word is kadhibina, and that is basically from the thing, if you can see, it is una, ina, ina, and from the table that we have already done, it is ina, right? Kadhibina. And from there, yeah, I'm just trying to share the screen. Yes, I can. Okay, so the first is kadhibina, and it is nasab or jar, because from the table that we have already done, ina is nasab or jar. Sa'ihatin. Sa'ihatin is again from the combination, the feminine plural combination, it is atin, atin, and that is nasab or jar. Then it is fir'auna. Fir'auna is again nasab or jar, and it is basically because it is a name, and if you remember, it is a non-Arab name, and non-Arab names are partly flexible. So the rafa form will be fir'aunu, and the nasab and jar form will be fir'auna and fir'auna. Then we have samuda. Samuda, again, it is nasab or jar, and it is the name of a nation, and it is also as Ustad mentioned in the sessions, that this will be discussed later. So if nobody has got this correct, or someone has got this incorrect, it will be taken up later, inshallah. Then the next one is mushfiqai, and that is, if you remember, we from the table we have muslimatin, muslimani, muslimaini, and muslimaini. So the light versions of this dual would be muslima, muslimai, and muslimai, and it is from that it is mushfiqai. So it if we trace back, it is actually mushfiqaini, mushfiqaini. Okay, and because the noon has been removed, so it is left with mushfiqai, mushfiqai, and it is nasab or jar. Section 2, it is circle P for proper and C for common in each of the following. The first one is anta. Anta, because it is a pronoun, and all pronouns are proper, right? So anta is proper. Bushra. Bushra is common. And why? Because see, all pronouns are proper. It is not a pronoun. And then if we have al, it is proper. And because it has no al, it is proper. Because there is no al, it is common. Okay, now one confusion that was there is that Bushra is a name, but then we are talking in context with the Quran, and there is no Bushra by name mentioned in the Quran. Right, so Bushra is basically because it has no al, it is common, and that is the only reason that we are going to take. Then it is alladina. Alladina is again proper, and yes, one is the reason that there is al before that. Then Sudura Qawmin. Sudura Qawmin. Now this is basically, if we see, it is mudaf ilayh, and if we remember, it is proper if the mudaf ilayh is proper, but because mudaf ilayh is not proper, then this is not proper. So obviously, then this is common. Then it is haza, all pointers. Haza is one of the pointers, that is ism, ishara, and it is proper. It is proper. Okay. Section 3, circle M for masculine and F for feminine for each of the following. Okay. And the first thing is talhata. Talhata, though it has a ta marbuta at the end, but ta marbuta is just one of the signs, right? That one of the reasons that it could be feminine, but then talha, because we know it is a masculine word, right? Sorry, it is a name used for males. So talha over here, it is masculine. Then ummun is feminine because by meaning it is feminine. Ummun is basically mother. Then nafsin, it is again feminine because if you remember the page where we had done the story, and it is nafsin is feminine because the Arabs said so. Then baytun, it is masculine because it has no reason to be feminine. And if you remember, for masculine and feminine, all words are masculine except if it has a reason. And the reasons can be ta marbuta, alif maksura, alif mamduda, and because the Arabs said so, right? Or if they are feminine by meaning, like ummun over here. Now baytun has no reason to be feminine, so it is masculine. Okay, it has no sign, it has no reason to be feminine. Then salatin, it is feminine because of the ta marbuta in the end. Section 4, circle 1 for singular, 2 for pair, and PL for plural. Okay, now the first word is jannatani. And if you remember from the chart, from the table, muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini, right? The dual I'm talking about. And it is basically jannatani, which comes with a combination of ani, and that is dual, right? Then muslimai. Now, if we again go to that chart again, should I say the chart? So the chart that I am talking about, if you remember, that was the first table that all of us did, right? And that was basically the table of Muslimun, right? Muslim chart, the Muslim chart that was on page number 6. So Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Musliman, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, and Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. And then the feminine was Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini, and Muslimatun, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. So if we refer that chart, we have for dual, in the masculine dual, we have Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. So this is Muslimai, which if we see the noon has been removed, that means it is a light version, but it is dual. Okay. Now, this is Qanitu, right? And again, if we look at the chart, and we will be able to do it if you remember, we had to memorize the charts by heart, and it had to be really good. So basically, Qanitu, again, it is plural. And if we see, the wow in the end, and after that, the noon has been removed. Okay, so it is basically plural. If you remember, Muslimuna, so Qanituna, and the noon has been removed. It is a light version. Then Raibin, because we can see the tanween, we can clearly say that it is singular, right? Because if it is, for instance, if it is a broken plural, it would be known by the meaning, but we do not have the meaning. And with the tanween that we see, we can say that it is singular. Then mukhtalifatan. Mukhtalifatan, again the ta marbuta and the tanween on it. That is the two fatha that are there. That is known as a tanween. Is basically two fatha, two dhamma, and two kasra. The tanween that is there, that is the double fatha that is there, the fathatain, that itself, gives an indication that it is a singular word. Then we have the section 5. Is each of the following a case of mawsuf sifa or not? Circle yes, circle Y for yes, and N for no. Now, before going here, I'll just do a quick review. If you remember, mawsuf sifa is basically that they should have all 4 properties matching, right? So all 4 properties should match, and then it'll be mawsuf sifa, right? So if we start from here, kitabun azimun, right? So we can see that it is status is rafa, number is singular, status number, and then gender, it is the masculine, and it is common. So all 4 things, all the 4 properties are matching. So it will be a mawsuf sifa, and the answer is yes, it is mawsuf sifa. Okay, ashaddu quwwatan. So by looking at it, we can see that it is not mawsuf sifa, because ashaddu, the status is different. Then the quwwatan is, it has a tanween, and ashaddu does not. But anyway, it is basically that ashaddu is in the rafa status and quwwatan does not. So this ashaddu quwwatan is not mawsuf sifa. So the answer will be no. Okay, okay, and then alimul ghaibi. Alimul ghaibi, again, it is it doesn't look to be mawsuf sifa, right? Because alimu, the status itself is rafa, and al ghaibi is jar. And otherwise also, if we see al-ghaibi is proper, but then we don't need to go into the other details. Once one of the properties is definitely not matching, and you can see that it has alif lam, and alimu does not have alif lam. So the rest of the properties are also not matching. So the answer is that no, it is not mawsuf sifa. So the answer is no. N. Ayatin mutashabihatin. So if you just hear that these 2 words together, yes, it sounds to be similar. They have the similar combination, they have the similar ending, and let's just see if they are actually. So what is the status? Status could be nasab or jar, atin, right? And just for a quick review, muslimatun, muslimatan, muslimatin, muslimatani, muslimataini, muslimataini, muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. So this is ayatin and mutashabihatin. So if we get any word from the 2 tables, the masculine chart and the feminine chart, we automatically get to know 2 things. That is status and number. So status is, it can be nasab or jar, and the number is definitely plural. It is from the feminine chart. It is definitely feminine, right? And then because of the tanween that both of them have, and there is no al, it is common. So all the 4 properties are matching, and even if the 3 are matching, we have done that before also, then yes, it is mawsuf sifa, right? So the answer is basically that it is mawsuf sifa, ayatin mutashabihatin, right? And then hadan nabiyyu. Now hada itself is a pointer, right? If you remember, we have already done the pointers. So it is ishara, and hada, and then an nabiyyu, and it is not mawsuf sifa, because when we have the pointer and the thing after that, so either it is the ism ishara, musharun ilay, and they are not mawsuf sifa basically. Okay, we go to the section 6. Is each of the following a mudaf and mudaf ilay? Circle Y for yes, and N for no. Abidun al-khaliqi, right? And it is not mudaf ilay. And what is the reason? The reason is that if you remember the 2 conditions for mudaf mudaf ilayh, basically that it should be the mudaf should be light and it should be without an alif lam, right? And over here it's not light, so it is not mudaf mudaf ilayh. Then the next one is salatun rasulin. So by looking, if we can see the first, that is salatun, it has tanween, and that means it is heavy, right? And one of the conditions is for a mudaf ilayh to be there, that it should be light and it should be without an alif lam, right? So again, salatun rasulin is not mudaf ilayh because it is heavy, basically. Then after that, it is kitabukum, right? Kitabukum, so it is kitabu, and then it has attached pronoun, right? And if you remember, whenever we have attached pronouns that are attached to an ism, which is kitabu is an ism, and we have the attached pronoun, then yes, those attached pronouns are always mudaf ilayh. So I'll repeat, ism, whenever it is attached to any of the attached pronouns, then it is definitely mudaf. Okay, so this one, kitabukum, yes, it is mudaf ilayh. Then ahsan al-hadithi. Ahsan al-hadithi. Let's see. See, the condition for mudaf ilayh, one of the things is that it should be light and no alif lam. So if we see at the first, if we see the first word, yes, it is. It does not have alif lam and it is light, right? And then if the second word, the word after it, it is it is jar, then we can say that it is mudaf ilayh. And because we can say it, then we will say that it is mudaf ilayh, right? Ahsan al-hadithi is mudaf ilayh. Now, then the next one is Masjida Makkah. Okay, and I think there is a printing mistake over here because what I can see is Masajida, but it is actually Masjida. Okay, and Masjida is basically, again, if we can see, it is the mudaf. The mudaf has to have two conditions. It has to meet two conditions. One is that it should be light and there should be no alif lam. If we see there is no alif lam and it is light, right? Masjida is light, and Masjida Makkah, by looking at it, we see that there is no jar. But then if we remember, Makkah is partly flexible, right? So if it could be, then it could be jar, right? And if it, the first word comes to all, it has all the conditions of being a mudaf, and the second one being partly flexible, if even it has a fatha on it, we will take it as a kasra, and we can say that this is mudaf ilayh. Okay, so the status of Makkah is actually jar, but because it is partly flexible, it will not be able to take that jar and show it to us that it is actually in the status of, in the jar status, basically. After that, it is section 7, is each of the following a sentence. Circle Y for yes and N for no. Right? Now, if we remember, for being a sentence, we had done that if there is a break in the chain, then yes, we say it is a sentence and is will come there. Now, if we start Alhamdu Lillahi, right? So Lillahi, it has the harf of jar, that is Lam, Bata, Kaf, Lam, Waw, Min, Fi, and Ala, Hatta, Ila. So we have the Lam, that is the harf of jar, and the word Allah is majroor over here. So Lillahi is basically jar majroor over here. And if we see, it is not connected to anything else. So this is the break in the chain after Alhamdu, and yes, it will be a sentence, right? So Alhamdu is, praise and glory and thanks, whatever is for Allah, right? So this is the break in the chain and it is a sentence. Now it is hada bayanun. Now, if you remember, hada is ism ishara. That is one of the pointers that we have done, right? And haza, if you remember, it was the pointer. And one thing that we had learned is that if we have alif lam after it, right, then it is basically the ishara and musharun ilayh. But if there is no alif lam, like we do not see over here, then it will be, a break in the chain again, and then is will come in between, and that will automatically make a complete sentence. Hada bayanun. So the answer would be yes, it is a sentence, right? And after that, if okay, and after that, if we go to the next one, that is innahum qawmun, right? Now, if again we follow the process, inna is one of the harf of nasab. If you remember, inna ka anna layta lakinna, inna ka anna bi anna layta lakinna la'alla, right? So inna is the harf of nasab. Hum is attached to it. It is the attached pronoun, and it is acting as the ismu inna over here. Now, inna and ismu inna are together, and there is a break in the chain, and innahum qawmun. Okay, so indeed they are what? They are the qawm, and it is a sentence. Okay, now kitabullahi. Kitabullahi, if we see the analysis, kitabu is, if you remember, it is light and it has no alif lam, right? No al with it. So it might be a mudaf. And if we see the word Allah, that is kitabullahi, the word Allah is in the jar status. So if it could be, then it is mudaf mudaf alayh, and mudaf mudaf alayh are actually not sentences, they are fragments. So this one, that is kitabullahi, it is not a sentence. Okay. Now we come to Deenullahi, and it is Deenullahi haqqun, right? So if we do the analysis here, Deenu is, again, it is light and it has no alif lam, and the word after it, that is the word Allah, is jar, right? The status is jar. So whenever we see a light word with no alif lam, and after that is the ism which is in jar status, then we take it that if it could be, then it is mudaf mudaf ilayh, right? So deenullahi is mudaf mudaf ilayh, and then it is haqqun. Now haqqun is basically it is heavy, and with all the properties that it has. What basically our concern over here is that this is the break in the chain. And if you remember, the break in the chain is where the word is can come, and if we have a break in the chain, then we take it that it is actually a full sentence. And deenullahi haqqun, yes, it is a sentence. So the answer would be yes. Why? And I think for today, this is it. If anybody has any confusion, any doubts, please ask. Yes, so no clarifications needed. Okay, inshallah. So I think we will read the dua then, inshallah, and we will end the session here. And everyone, if you have any doubts or any questions, any confusion, anything, please feel free to ask in the group, or separately message us privately, and we will inshallah try to help every one of you. Even if I have discussed it over here, but still you have some clarifications that are needed, please feel free to do that, inshallah. And we will be covering the exam, different sections and everything the way I have done today. If you want to give suggestions regarding this also, please feel free to do that, inshallah. And don't stress about the exam, because this is an open book. And mainly the thing is, as Ustad himself has mentioned it quite a lot of times, that the idea is to get to know wherever our weak points are so that we can work on it, inshallah. And with that, I think we will end the session, and inshallah in the next session we will start from where we left. That is, we have done to section 7, we will start with section 8 in the next session, inshallah. Any questions? Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان الله وبحمده. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون. وسلام على المرسلين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. جزاك الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.